Oh boy. See that microwave oven down there on its side? And then that first steel target got the mist twist can hanging out to the side. Y'all see that? You got the garage guy coming to you. And it's November 4th, 2017. Beautiful late afternoon here in the Appalachian Mountains of the southwestern part of Virginia. Like I said, it may be 2017, but this right here, I feel like it's 1977 again. I'm talking some 16 gauge goodness. Heck yeah. I'll deuce that up. Got some 5-shot 16 gauge shells made in the former Soviet Union. Do another shot at this bad boy. Oh, I'm loving this. Heck yeah. You know what? Nothing goes much better with a 16 gauge than some 357 SIG. Oh yeah. We got this. 16 gauge, 357 SIG. What do you say I turn the camera this way? I have an old DVD player. I've already pumped it full of holes. I have one 16 gauge shell left. Might as well put it to good use, hadn't we? And for effect, I'm only going to be about 5 foot away from it. Ready? Aim. Oh yeah. 16 gauge goodness. You just gotta love it. Ouch. 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 Heck yeah. Let's head up here to the house. Well, what do you say we go ahead and take a closer look at this right here? This is a really nice single shot shotgun. It's in excellent condition for its age. From what I gather, it was made back in 1981. And the serial number starts with the letter P, which I did some online research, and I found that the serial number starting with P meant that these were made at the Stevens facility in Puerto Rico. And it's just a nice overall little shotgun. It's got the 28-inch barrel on it. It's nice. That's all I can say about it. Excellent shape for a used shotgun. Get a little closer look at it right here. Let me go ahead and pick her up. Alright. Of course, the breakdown lever you got right here. And as you saw earlier on the video when I was shooting, it's got very good ejection. Pops those shells right out. You have the engraving here on the grips. It's not worn down one bit, hardly at all. And here on the bottom of the fore end, you got the little engraving right there. And to remove it, you just take a straight head screwdriver. This is nice condition. There's a few little dings and scratches on it, but nothing horrific. This has been taken really good care of. The fella at the pawn shop where I bought this told me the guy brought it in, and he bought it brand new. I'm only the second owner, and the fella told me he bought it, and Had been sitting in his gun cabinet now for several years, and he hadn't even fired it, and he had a couple of shells left, and he went there to the pawn shop to see what kind of guns he had, and he traded this in on another firearm. But those couple of shells he had left over, he went ahead and shot them through this before he took it to trade it in. Now the ammo I was using, this is called Bacal, 5-shot 16 gauge rounds, and right here's the box, and this box had been sitting in the pawn shop for years. The guy says he rarely has a 16 gauge come through there, and it was made in the USSR, Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, Russia. Well, my most recent ex-wife is Russian. I've been over there. Got some nice looking women in that country, and no, it wasn't one of those internet marriage things. Anyhow, this was good ammo. It says, what is it? Smokeless, high impact, low recoil. And you got some pretty good impact, alright. We saw on that microwave oven down there. This is just nice. It's a nice shotgun. Don't make them like this anymore. Here I am, just sitting on the edge of the bed, you know. Sometimes when it's cold outside, too cold to be up in the garage, you know, I'll do my gun reviews or videos down here at the house in my back spare room here. But anyhow, this shotgun, Stevens Model 94 Series M 16 gauge, has just brought back so many memories for me. I've talked before here on my videos about the first handgun I ever shot, which was a Ruger Mark I Standard. The very first rifle I ever shot was a Marlin Model 60, and I got that for Christmas back in 1972. And also earlier in 72 was the first time my father let me shoot that Ruger Mark I Standard. And I didn't have any firearms of my own. Back in 72, I was only 9 years old. And, you know, too young to, you know, actually own a firearm. I didn't know a whole lot about them, but with the help of my grandfather and my dad, you know, and other family members, they helped educate me about them. Now, the summer of 1977, well, it started before that, I decided I'd like to have a shotgun. And I would go out here. I was raised on a farm. We raised cattle, tobacco, put up hay. We had some pigs also that we'd slaughter, you know. But I would also help the other local farmers around here. And the going rate back in was $2 an hour. And I'd put in a full day's work on weekends and during the summer. You know, and $2 an hour back in, it's pretty good money for a 14-year-old kid back in 1977. You didn't have arcades and all this other crap around here. We put our money up, we saved it, you know. And finally, there about the end of summer before school started, I told my dad, I said, look, I got a couple of $100. I'd like to go buy a shotgun. And he said, well, we'll go down here. There was a place in my hometown of Chilhowie. Well, here in the southwestern part of Virginia, it was called Krause's Department Store. They sold a little bit of everything, including firearms. Now, I had shot a 410 and 20 gauge before. There's no problem. And the first shotgun I ever shot was a 12 gauge. My Uncle Jim, who lives down the road here, he let me shoot it, and that thing was just way too much. So I'd figured, well, I'll go down here to Krause's, I'll get a good 20 gauge. When I got there, he had the Stevens model of single shot shotguns, 410, 20, 12 gauge, and 16 gauge. And to be honest with you, back in, I didn't even know 16 gauge even existed. So that's the one I picked out. I gave him the money I'd saved. I think it ended up being about maybe $60 or something like that. Don't even think it was that much. And my dad went ahead and bought me a couple of boxes of shells. I went home and I just fell in love with it. And I kept that thing from 1977 until December of 2000. And I've also spoke about this before also. The heat pump in the home I was living in had went out. And like I said, it was December, it was cold out, and so I come down to my mother's and stayed a few nights until the heat pump got repaired. Well, one Saturday morning I woke up, I was having to go to work anyway, and I just had this uneasy feeling. Something in my head said, Mark, get up to your place, you better look around. And sure enough, when I did, my frickin' gun cabinet had been broke into. Uh, you know, and to this day, when I even think about that, it makes me physically ill that some low-life trash would come in and steal something from somebody that they had worked so hard for. And then you get these low-life pieces of crap that just think, hey, they can go take whatever they want. Well, that's all well and fine. Never caught the person who done it. I personally know who done it. I can't prove it. But the person who did do it, that I know of, has had a hard damn life. So I'm getting a good laugh at about that. Okay? Nobody's fault but his damn own. I had the Marlin Model 60 I got for Christmas back in '72. It was stolen. The Ruger Mark I Standard my father let me shoot, the first handgun I ever shot, it was stolen, along with several other firearms, including my Stevens 16 gauge single shot. And when I saw this thing, man, I was like, oh my Lord. I saw it in a pawn shop, a neighboring town of Marion, Virginia. I use Broad Street Pawn as my FFL when I buy firearms online. I went down there to pick up a Ruger Mark IV Standard. And this has just been a big disappointment, and that's going to be my next video. And as soon as I get done with this, and I'm going to finish the video on this. And I'll probably put it out next week on YouTube and VidMe. But anyhow, I was in there, and I was in just such a foul mood over the new Ruger. And then I got to looking around, and I saw this, and it was sitting in the gun rack, and you know how they have them like this. I saw this lever, and I knew right then this was an older model Stevens shotgun. And I asked the fellow there, I said, what is that, a 12 gauge? And he looked at it, no, wait, this is 16. I said, let me see it. He handed it to me, and it was 1977 all over again. I said, what do you want for it? He said, I'll take $125. I said, I'll give you $125 right now out the door. He said, let's do the paperwork. So I ended up doing 2 sets of paperwork that day on this damn thing and this sweetheart right here, man. It about brings a tear to my eye. You know, sometimes fate can go around in circles. I know this isn't the same exact one that got stolen from me, but to have this, you know, it's like a good part of my life has been brought back to me, and you know, I'm really grateful. I feel really blessed about it. I'm not a religious person, but I do feel blessed. But I hope y'all enjoyed the video. 16 gauge shotguns, they're not that easy to find, especially one this old in this good condition. 28-inch barrel on it, blue and steel fairly good. The stock and everything's good shape. It ejects. You saw when I was shooting earlier how the shells were popping out there, no problem. But yeah, man, this just brings back a whole lot of fond memories. Alright, look, I babbled on long enough. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you'll hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. You know, feel free to leave any comments or whatever. Just don't use any bad curse words. My granddaughter and nieces like to watch my videos, and they do read the comments. And so let's not say anything unnecessary, okay? This is Mark, Garage Gate 79. Y'all have a good night.